bratty stepsister framed my baby brother. And I snapped. Until 3 years ago, I lived at both of my parents, 1 week at my mom's and 1 week at my dad's. So literally less than a year after the divorce, he was living with his new girlfriend whom he was not going out with before he left my mom. Said woman got 2 kids, 2 horrible entitled brats, but I kind of pity them because it's their mom's fault if they're like that. Anyway, back then I was still living with my dad, his entitled narcissist girlfriend and her spawns of hell. The youngest, who was 8 years then, is even worse than her brother and she did not get better growing up. When you imagine the cliché high school bitchy bully girl, you see her. She was spoiled rotten by her mom and she believes she's entitled with everything. The worst is that she's actually really pretty. Academic-wise she is doing remarkably well, she's popular and she is captain of her school's basketball team. Now, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against achievements or successful people. But I do hate people who have everything in life and feel like they asterisk to rub it in others' faces and make them feel miserable. When this story happened she was just 8 years old but she was already a pain. What happened is she waited for the parents to be gone for a romantic dinner evening, leaving me as a babysitter. Back then I was like 13-14 and had to watch 3 kids and needless to say I wasn't paid. Everything was going okay. She and her brother did try to trigger me but I had figured it's better to just ignore them. My little brother was in the basement playroom, building Legos. About 10 minutes before the parents got back, we knew because they called to tell us they were about to get home. The shitty brat trashed her bedroom, knocked her own arm on her bedpost to get a mark and hid her saved up money in my brother's room. When the parents arrived, the show and the crocodile tears started. She was crying and wailing that my brother hit her and stole her money. They went to my brother's room, found the money and my little brother got badly grounded and he wasn't given a single chance to explain or defend himself. Much later that same night, I was in my little brother's room trying to comfort him, but what do you want to say to a little kid who believes his father doesn't love him? Then, the little bitch creeped in and with the worst smug grin ever, told me what she did. She said, I remind you she was 8 back then, soon your dad is gonna send you away to live with your stupid slutty mom. I can't wait to see you 2 retarded fuckers get out of my house. And she left. I was furious beyond words. The next day, when we kids got back home from school and the parents were still at work, I was doing the dishes of the morning because my stepmom and her kids never cleaned up after themselves. The little brat came by and complained about how lousy a maid I was and she said, you're almost as retarded and useless as your brother. She almost spat the last word and taunted me saying that it was just a matter of time before my dad sent him to an asylum for retarded people like him, as she said. I'm not a violent person but I couldn't stand it anymore. I grabbed her by the collar of her shirt, slammed her against the wall and took up a knife to her throat and said, listen to me you little bitch. I am done with your shit. You wanna pick on somebody? Fine, come after me. But if you ever do something to my little brother, if you ever insult, hurt or frame him ever again, I will kill you. And don't worry, I don't care about going to jail, if it means the world is rid of the waste of a human you are. My life is hell as it is and my little brother is the one good thing I got left and I'll be damned if I let you torment him. And I pressed the knife more on her throat, enough to hurt but not enough to draw blood. She was petrified, her eyes wide with pure terror. It was the first time, and the last, that she saw me angry. She never bullied my brother after that, or me for that matter. And she never told the parents. Every once in a while doing the dishes, I'd grab a knife and smile at her. I told my brother years later, and he told me he knew I had done something because, okay, proud sister moment, you've always protected me, I don't need a shitty dad when I got a superhero for a big sister. I cried. And I regret nothing.